Hi, my name is Diane Sieg. I am a speaker, author, coach, and certified yoga teacher. I spent 23 years as an emergency room nurse. I think it's really important for, and I'm involved in the MD Info, giving back in health and wellness because there's so much information out there today. We are barraged with magazine articles and television, of course the internet, and then of course people that we have coffee with or someone who read something or heard something, and there's so much information, not all of it is always accurate. And depression is a real passion of mine because my father suffered from it for many years, and I lost a dear friend to depression with suicide. So I am very interested in depression, and I am actually involved in a study and in a new program that's based on Stephen Alardi's book, The Depression Cure. And what he has tested extensively is treating depression with lifestyle choices, not just medication. He actually took a group of people for 12 weeks that were resistant to medication and changed lifestyle, including sleep, nutrition, exercise, doing something that was really important and meaningful to them, and social interaction. And based on all of those lifestyle changes, 78% of the people were able to actually take care of their depression and actually improve their depression. It's never cured, of course. They'll have to continue these lifestyle changes. So I really encourage people who are suffering from mild or severe depression to look at kind of the whole picture, which of course is what I'm passionate about, but to look at all the different lifestyle choices you're making, not just a pill, not just therapy, not just a quick fix, because it's really a lifestyle, and we're involved in so many different things in our lives, and depression affects every area. So I highly recommend that book, and I work with people actually on a one-to-one and in groups, how we can actually control our environment and control ourselves that helps alleviate our depression. Well, you know that public speaking is the second greatest fear. It's right up there with death. So most people are very afraid of talking in a big group or even in a small group. And I think because most of us want to act like we know what we're talking about, and we don't want to look stupid, or we don't want to look nervous, and so that of course just exacerbates and brings that on, and we get tongue-tied and dry mouth and nervousness. So I encourage people, and I have done some coaching with other presenters to help them get more comfortable in front of a group or in front of an audience, and to start small. And the little breathing exercise, I always have a little ritual that I do before I speak in front of groups, but the deep breathing, the visualizing, the getting very clear about what it is that you want to actually say. And it's practice, like everything else. It's practice, and some people are more comfortable. But whenever you see a public speaker or a motivational speaker, or someone on television or even in person, and you ask them if they ever get nervous before they go on TV or go in front of a group, if they're honest, they'll say yes, because we all get nervous, and every group is different, every situation is different. So it's kind of a human condition to be nervous, and to accept that, and to know that we're on the path to improve, and that the more that you do it, the more comfortable that you'll be, and the more easy it will be. Which of course is very interesting to me, since I am after 40, and as we age, depending on what you've done up until 40, it takes more work. A 20-something doesn't have to get in shape the way we do when we're past 40. So I feel like a broken record here, but I'm going to talk again about choices, and they're more important. They're important throughout life, but as we age, the body is not as forgiving, and we are more we're compromised just because of the aging process. So it's even more critical that we take care of ourselves in all areas, and I've been talking a lot about the physical, but and mental as well. Stay stimulated intellectually, emotional, and really connect with people that are important to us, and disconnect with people that are toxic to us, that are unhealthy in our lives. And I think the spiritual component is important as well. I think it's really important for us to open to something greater than ourselves and not just rely on us and think this is it, because as we age, all mortality issues come up. We start losing people in our lives, families and parents and friends. And so it's kind of the big picture. And after 40, I would hope that we've all started before we get to 40, but it's even more important as we age because things change. And when you're 25 versus when you're 45, it's not the same world. And we have different challenges and different issues. And hopefully we can be role models to our families, to our children, to our friends, and get older and wiser. So it sounds like down the dumps may be a mild form of depression. And this is a real misnomer about depression. People say when they're depressed, I don't have any reason to be depressed. Why am I depressed? This woman is saying, I have a boyfriend, I have a great job, I work out. Why am I depressed? And depression is an illness, and you don't have to have a reason to be depressed. If you've just lost your father, you are in grief. That's different than depression. So again, I will plug Stephen Alardi's lifestyle choices. So it sounds like she's having social interaction and that she is working out for exercise, but I wonder how much sleep she's getting, and I wonder what her nutrition is like, and I wonder if she is actually getting enough light in her daily life. Light therapy is really important. So I would probably, if I was working with this person, tell her that we need to look at some other areas that can help improve her mood. Anything we can do that contributes, especially if we're prone to depression, can really make a difference, especially cumulatively. So that's what I would talk to you about in having those symptoms. And it sounds like you're doing a lot of things right, and maybe it's just tweaking a few lifestyle choices that could make all the difference in the world. And I have to share a story about a client of mine. I have a focus group going on right now called 30 Days to Grace. And for 30 days, this focus group is starting their day off with what I call the grace practice, which includes deep breathing, yoga pose, meditation, and journaling. And the whole thing is only 30 minutes, so it's very manageable. And one woman who is a social worker at a school, she called me the second day of the practice, and after she had done it for 2 days, and said she never realized how chaotic her mornings were before she started this practice, because she would get up, and she'd get up late, and she'd try to figure out what to wear, and she's shoving breakfast down her throat, and she's answering her email, and she's doing her laundry, and she's doing all these things. She'd rush in her car, and then her mind is racing the entire time she's going to work of all the things she has to do, and she felt like she was behind before she got started. But now by taking this practice, which is a ritual, and we do the same thing every morning, she's taking the time to slow down, to breathe, and she's doing something for herself. So she can kind of be intentional about the entire day by setting an intention through one of the practices of meditation. So I can't say enough about it, and it's not like you have to sit in a chair for 60 minutes. You can do meditation for 5 minutes, you can do it for 60 seconds. I just wonder how different our roads would be, our grocery lines, our bank tellers, whatever experience we have, if everyone just would pause and take a breath before we react, or before we say something, or before we do something in these stressful times. So meditation on any level, even for 60 seconds, is really valuable. Thank you very much.